Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between ST's KingKong versus NSH's Sage here on Crossfire. I've been a little bit MIA as of late, I apologize. I actually came down with a bad case of the flu. It was a 48-hour bug. My lovely daughter was the one that actually gave it to me, and we'll see what's going to happen here. Apparently a lot of pinging going on over here on the top right, not quite sure why. And hopefully everything does come out back okay. Now, I realize that I might have to adjust game sounds. I'll do that in the next game. But I did increase my audio a little bit just as well. So hopefully you guys can hear everything, and hopefully the balance isn't too bad. Now, on the bottom left-hand side of the map, we have KingKong, or StarTale's KingKong, spawning as the red Zerg. Meanwhile, NSH's Sage spawning on the top right as the yellow Protoss. Protoss versus Zerg here on Crossfire, a map that we don't get to see very much of, and I'm curious as to what the strategy will be. Now, I remember back in the old day that one of these races actually has a really strong advantage, and I believe it's Protoss. As Protoss is able to traverse these cliffs, there's a lot of force field locations, not very much room to maneuver, and if KingKong wants to do anything, I think KingKong has to do an early move. And it looks like he will be doing an early move, going for an extractor pool first opening, as opposed to saying a hatchery first. Now, Sage looks like he may be trying to go for some sort of forge fast expansion play. He will need a second pylon in order to just finish off this wall-in location, as a probe is now doing the scouting and making the moves across the map. Yes, this replay is not that old. The Overlords do have that new movement speed, a 20% movement speed increase. Still very fast, as the probe, now taking a look around, sees that there is not a hatchery, and now knows that something is going to be up. Perhaps going to wait for 100 minerals, throw down a pylon, and then make its way up the ramp to see that the spawning pool and the extractor is already in play. Forge now coming in as well. We'll see what the strategy is going to be, and it's going to come down to a little bit of execution on both of these players. Will Sage be able to fend off all of these early Zerglings, or will KingKong just be just too aggressive with these units, or is Sage perhaps going to try to do something a little bit sneaky with that pylon and perhaps start warping in cannons inside the base? The Queen is already being trained. That's one of the benefits. The Queen with the new range is able to attack at a range of 5 as opposed to a range of 3, making cannoning a little bit more difficult. Most of the times, Queens had a difficult time against cannons, as cannons had such a large range. But now let's see what's going to go down, as the probe and the Zerglings now making their way over here to this pylon. Back over here on the front door, you can see that one photon cannon is coming into play. Gateway is coming in as well. I don't see a follow-up hatchery just quite yet. No drone making its way down, and this probe really needs to scout this information. If the probe does not see that hatchery come down, he knows that KingKong is doing a very aggressive play, and we now see an aggressive tech to tier 2. KingKong doing an aggressive tech to tier 2. The probe now trying to come up the ramp. Is it going to get sniped down? Yes. The additional range from the Queen coming out to help deny any additional scouting, as a tech to tier 2 already about halfway done. Now, what sort of layer tech are we going to see? We are going to see a fast tech to tier 2. Perhaps the probe should have checked down here to see if a hatchery was placed down there instead. The front door does have an additional gateway. I don't see the cybernetics core as of yet, but we could have had that here in just a moment. It's going to be a lot of zealots. Zealots do fairly well against Zerglings, and now we also see a second pylon here in order to make sure that this pylon, even if this pylon falls, this pylon here is there to reinforce. We can see another photon cannon coming in. Sage may try to set up another pylon here or some other building to prevent anything, as we are now going into Baneling Nest and a Baneling movement speed perhaps. There is Overlords already here as well, so Baneling and a Spine Crawler bust. So KingKong doing a strategy that I haven't seen in quite some time, as the Zealots are now being forced to take down their own pylon in order to try to protect this. This is a huge issue, as there are Zerglings nearby. Probes now coming off as well. Zealots going to try to run in, and the Zerglings are going to be able to simply run in here. A beautiful pylon block here, but the photon cannons may get taken down. Probes caught on the wrong side. Zergling's now just trying to run away. The Zealots may be able to put in a lot of pressure. What is the follow-up play here? Oh, those spine crawlers do take a long time to build, unfortunately. One spine crawler looks like it will be able to come in, and perhaps if it wasn't a run by, this may have actually worked. But Sage able to detect this very early cheese and gonna be able to clean it up. And there we go. There is the GG coming in from KingKong. So KingKong losing this game here on Crossfire, a very aggressive style. And I thought perhaps we may see some sort of Baneling bust, but no, it then transitioned into a spine crawler proxy. Perhaps if one more overlord was here and was able to start building the spine crawlers out of sight, that would have been just enough time. The Zealots quickly reacted, taking down its own pylon in order to move forward, and that is what you have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this game here on Crossfire.